Yo guys, what's good? My name is Callum Dolby and welcome back to the channel. So it's going to be another Matchday vlog. We've got Sheffield United away. Really tough game. They've got some great players. They've got some Premier League quality players such as Rhian Brewster, Ollie McBurney, you've got Oliver Burke, and their defence is solid as well. I think they've got like Ender Stevens, maybe Basham as well, I think. But yeah, really solid team. Probably one of the best teams in the division. Haven't got off to the best start. I think they've got 2 points from 4 games, or 5 games, however many we've played now. And I just think they're going to turn the corner at some point, and it could be against us today. And if it is, and we played like we did against Luton, we could get hit for 4 or 5 here. So hopefully we can turn up today, and obviously it's a big ground. The fans get right behind them, so it's just up to us really to play our game and shut them up. So hopefully we can do that. Going to go through your guys' predictions on the way there. I'm going to catch some scenery while I'm in Sheffield if I can. And yeah, I'm just really excited for today's game. I've been to every single game so far, being league and cup, so hopefully I can keep that record up for as long as I can, but could be a tough one on Reading on Tuesday. Not exactly an ideal fixture, a Tuesday away game, so might not be going to that one, but we'll see. So yeah guys, that's about it really. I'll get into your guys' predictions in a bit, but my prediction's going to be, I'm going to say 4-1 Sheffield. I think they've just got a lot of quality, and if they can turn up today and start their season against us, they will probably batter us, because I mean they've got a squad worth probably 40-50 million upwards. I mean it's crazy. So it's a hard one. Hopefully Fergie can get the boys up for this one. Hopefully we don't get intimidated by the atmosphere and just look forward to these sorts of occasions, because this is what the Championship's all about. I'm going to quickly go through my starting lineup. So going to have Pim in goal, and then a back 5 of Ward, Ken, Thompson and Knight, and then Butler at left wing back. And then I'm going to go with, it's hard to pick the midfield because I've got 4 really good midfielders. So I'm going to go with Norburn, and I think he'll start Taylor, and then he'll bring on Coventry. But then again, it's harsh to drop Grant as well. So I really don't know about that one. Some people saying we could go back to the diamond, but then we don't have any width. So it's a hard one. If you want to get all our centre mids in, then we'd have to go diamond, so we can get Norburn, Coventry, Taylor and Grant in. So it's a tricky one, but obviously that's why I'm not a manager. That's why Fergie's a manager. It's what he gets paid to do. He gets paid to make these tough decisions. But for my lineup, so obviously got Pim, Ward, Ken, Thompson, Knight, Butler, Taylor, Norburn, and then Schmodix in behind. And then I'm going to go with Marriott and Clark Harris up front. I think Dembele would be really good as a sort of impact sub with half an hour left, so hopefully that's what happens, because sometimes when he starts he doesn't really get into games. But we'll see what happens. I'm buzzing for the trip. It's about 20 to 11 now, so I'll be leaving shortly, and I will see you guys in Sheffield. So I just got into the ground. The lineup got announced about half an hour ago. Got Pim, Butler, Ken, Schmodix, Dembele, Knight, Marriott, Burrows, Norburn, Coventry and Ward. Interesting selection with Thompson being out. I think he's got a knock, and Coventry and Norburn playing. I thought
Taylor and Norburn might play, but he's put Coventry straight in. And let's get into your guys' predictions now as well. This is the tweet I put out about 3 days before the game. We've got quite a few replies here, so we're going to go through them now. We've got Jack saying 2-1 Posh, and he's going to say it every away game until he's right. And then we've got Ryan Freeman saying a 2-1 Posh, Burrows and JCH. We've got Justin saying 2-0, but his head says they'll kick into gear soon, which I agree with. 2-2 draw for Sean. We've got Jono saying 2-0. Jacob or Peterborough Fan TV saying 2-0 or 1-0 if we lose. We've got 1-0, Connor Coventry and Billy Sharp from Matthew. We've got Machachu saying Sheffield 1, Peterborough 2. Gary 2-0, Thomas Day 1-1, Ben Beebe 1-1, Caden 1-0, Elsie 3-1, Nathan 1-0, AJ 2-0, Tom 1-0, Hugo 2-1, Michael Reed 3-0 with Dembele and Coventry scoring. So yeah, about half an hour till kick-off now, or 20 minutes till kick-off. Let's get into the game. 1-0 Sheffield. I don't really know what to say. They've been dominating. We didn't get back from our poor corner. 1-0. Go on. Great play from Mike going into the box there. Squares it, but Smodic's just missed the shot. Skin him! Go on! Getting back in this, he's really on. Go on! What the How on earth? How on earth is he not giving that? How on earth? I'm in shock. I'm in shock. Half time here at Bramall Lane. 1-1, good half, but questionable refereeing decision to say the least. I mean, there's been a good 3 or 4 decisions that haven't gone our way. The most clear one was just now when Marriott went through, he tackled his defender, he was running through on goal, and the guy just cleaned him out and nothing happened. Strange one, and then a minute later we did kind of the same tackle and foul got given straight away. So frustrating Rev, but after the last 20 minutes we really grew into the game. Hopefully we continue to do it because we look good, and I reckon if we keep playing like this we can even nick a win here. So let's see what happens in the second half. Go on! Good shot there by Burrows on his weak and right foot. Good start to the half. Go on! Go on! Go on! Go on! Not sure about that one. 2-1 Sheffield. Terrible pass. I think that was Knight. I'm pretty sure that was Knight. Passed it straight to him. 2-1. 3-1. Simple ball across, tapped in. I predicted 3-1. It's 3-1 already. Surprise. 4-1 Sheffield. Don't know. Don't really know what I can say. We've been outclassed. Been outfought in this half as well. Could be another one. You never know. 4-1. 5-1. Literally nothing I can say. Absolutely shocking second half. Shocking. Got a chance to make it 5-2. Johnson Clark Harris. So just getting out of Sheffield now. We left about a minute to go, and Sheffield scored another one to make it 6. I don't really know what to say. I mean, we played all right for about 10 to 15 minutes just before half time, and just after half time we started well, but I think our heads just dropped after their second goal went in, and then they scored another one straight away, and after that it was game over really. The referee was really poor, but it doesn't really go towards the fact that we lost, because even if we had a good ref we still would have got battered. I predicted 3-1 before the game, ended up 6-2, so that's good, I guess. But yeah, I'll see you guys when I get home with the player ratings. Alright, so I'm back home, and I thought I'd do something a little bit different with the audio. So basically I'm recording my audio through these Samsung Galaxy earbuds, so hopefully my voice will be a little bit clearer. But I've just got home. I don't know what to say. I mean, it's a hard game to review because we played all right for like sort of 15 to 20 minutes. It was around the sort of 35 to 50 minute mark, like just before and just after half time, we were playing really well. And I genuinely thought we were going to get, not even just a draw. I thought we might have even gone on to push on to win the game. If that second goal went in, when there was like a mad scramble in the box, I reckon we could have held on. Like the Sheffield players' heads would have dropped, we could have got more in their faces, but it just wasn't to be. And then obviously we went on to concede 5 more after that. So yeah, it's tough because I was saying to my dad and a couple of my friends who I went with that we're probably going to get beat by 4 or 5, but I didn't think it would be like that. I thought if anything we were just not gonna score. It was a strange game. Like, it's the hope that kills you really, because I was like at half time I was like, Jesus Christ, like we can actually go on and win this if we keep this pressure up. Like, we are actually pressing really well, but yeah, it just didn't happen for some reason. When the second goal went in, our heads dropped a bit, and then when the third went in, it was just game over. And then obviously they just had free reign to do whatever they wanted, really, because we just couldn't really get near them. They were playing around us, like running rings around us, basically. And yeah, fair play to Sheffield. I mean, they were a great team. Obviously, a club with a lot of history, and obviously they're most likely going to go back up. So obviously they haven't actually had the best start. They obviously didn't win before the international breaks. They only had 1 point, and then obviously beating us. Now they have 4. And it's hard because, like, in these early stages of the season, a lot of teams are still feeling each other out, if that makes sense. Like, we're sort of trying to work out each team's specific tactics, their sort of better players this season, etc. And it's just harder in the first few games of the season to really gauge like where you'll finish, because I'd say after maybe 15 games you can start to look at the league table. Obviously we're 23rd now, but if Nottingham Forest get a result tomorrow, a win, then they'll go ahead of us. But not too worried at the minute. I do think we'll stay in the Championship. I think we are better than a lot of teams. Like, we can't forget, we've already played Cardiff, West Brom and Sheffield United, 3 of the best teams in the Championship. The only 2 teams that you'd say are quite below that, you got Luton, and we just weren't ready for Luton, and then you've got Derby, who we obviously beat. So it's hard to gauge really. I'm just buzzing to be in the Championship, to be honest. Even though we just got absolutely smacked 6-2,
I'm not overreacting. I mean, it's football. Like, these things happen. 6-2. By the way, sorry if you can hear any ripping or chewing. My rabbit is just currently destroying some like cardboard. So yeah, sorry if you can hear that. But anyway, on with my point. I mean, I do think we'll stay in the Championship. I think we'll scrape it, just maybe 21st or 20th, but I think we'll stay up. I think we've got more than enough to do it, and we've still got Clark Harris to come back to full fitness. We've still got Marriott and Dembele to come back to full fitness. And then obviously we've got Taylor to get back to full fitness as well. So these are top players, you know, for this for the size of our team. And we're coming up against teams that, you know, their teams are worth 100 mil plus. Ours is worth about 8. Like, the contrast is so vast in the Championship. You get teams like us and Blackpool who have got like promotion-winning League One sides, for example, but not quite at that Championship level. And then you've got teams like West Brom with like players like Diangana, who they signed for like 20 mil, and then you've got Sheffield United, who have got Ryan Brewster, who they signed for what, 40, 35 million. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Like, the golfing class in terms of like off the field is insane. But hopefully we can just keep scraping points here and there, getting draws, getting a few wins, and we'll be absolutely fine, I'm sure of it. So let's get into the final section of this video. We've got the player ratings. So just as a preface, I'm trying not to be too harsh because I don't want to be too reactionary. Obviously it is still the same day, so I've only just got home, so I'm still quite disappointed and angry at the result. But I've taken a lot of things into consideration, for example, the home crowd, and like just the way the momentum can swing in football sometimes. Sometimes it just goes like that and you see these crazy score lines. So taking everything into account, I feel like these are fair and balanced player reviews. If not, then let me know down in the comments below. So yeah, let's start off in goal with Christy Pym. I thought he had a decent game, to be fair. I mean, he stopped a few shots, came and collected a couple of crosses, but wasn't magnificent. Couldn't really do anything about the 3 goals. Made a good save in the second half, or the first half that I remember. It's like he saved it, and then like someone booted it off the line as well or something. I can't remember exactly what happened, but had an average game, couldn't stop any of the goals. So yeah, 6 for Pym. Onto the defence, this is where the ratings start getting a little bit lower. We've got Ward at a 5.5 and also Kent at 5.5. I think that right-hand side was a real problem for us. Obviously their left wingers attacking, it seemed to always just overload our defence, and it was hard to deal with. Like, they have players like John Fleck in the middle who can just spray balls about left and right, and it was hard for us to keep up with that. And Ward isn't the best defensively. I think he got megged about 5 times today. Obviously that is probably something that he needs to work on as a wing back, but he is good going forward. So I mean, I'd rather have him there than anyone else, if you get what I mean. Kent, it's been a bit of a mixed bag this season. He's getting used to the Championship. Obviously he hasn't actually played here before, so it's going to be hard for him and most of the squad, like, adjusting to this level, because you make one mistake, you lose him. Like, it's just as simple as that. So yeah, I mean, Kent's been pretty awful in a couple of games, but he was average today. So yeah, 5.5 for him. Go across to Knight. Something about Knight isn't clicking with me this season. When he was on loan with us in League One, he was just a different class. Last season at Wycombe, I think he got their player of the season, but it just really hasn't clicked this season. Like, he hasn't had a good game for us yet, and it's actually quite concerning. There was a little bit where he did like a 1-2 with Dembele, and then he sort of hit it across the goal. That was in the first half, and I think Schmodix tried to stretch and get it, but he couldn't quite reach it. So I've been really disappointed with Knight. I thought he was going to be the sort of the rock at the back, so to speak. Like, with all this Championship experience he had with Wycombe last season, I thought he'd be absolutely fine, but it turns out that Thompson's our best defender so far, so and he wasn't even playing today. So apparently he has a little knock. Not sure how serious it is. On Twitter it said it's not too serious, but you never know with these sorts of things. So yeah, not really much to say on Knight, just disappointing really. And I'm going to give exactly the same rating to Butler with a 5, because I don't want to be too harsh here, because obviously, I'm always going to back our players. I mean, you know, I've been to every single game this season, so I back the team. But Butler just doesn't click with me. I think he gives the ball away a bit too often. Whenever he passes it, it seems to never go to our men. And today he was poor. I mean, he really was poor. Like, I remember specifically there was one thing in the it might have been the first half. Yeah, it must have been in the first half. He tried to dribble it out the box and then got tackled. And I got really angry because I hate it when defenders try and dribble it out of the box. And he kept trying to do it, and it was really annoying. So, yeah, a bit of a shocker from Butler today. But then again, like, I was just equally disappointed in Knight. So it's a hard one, really. And then Burrows, I thought, was okay. He was getting stuck in. He stood up his winger quite well. And I remember specifically him stopping like a cross or his player getting past him a couple of times. So I'm going to give Burrows a 6. And then we move on to the midfield. So we've got a new midfield combo. We've got Norburn and Coventry in midfield. Now, I was shocked when I saw this. I thought that Coventry wasn't going to get lobbed straight in, but it just seemed to happen. And Norburn's been quality for us, so I was at absolutely no trouble with him being in, but I thought it'd be Norburn and Taylor for some reason. But yeah, Coventry played. He played alright, to be fair. I mean, like, no one really stood out today, so it's hard to, you know, give, like, decent ratings, if you know what I mean, but he was good. Like, he made some decent passes. He gave away a ball a couple of times, but so did everyone. And he genuinely just played alright, so I'm going to give him a 6.5. And I'm going to give exactly the same to Norburn as well. He's just been consistently one of our best players this season, and today was no different. He's got stuck in, sprayed the ball about a little bit, and he's just a good player, isn't he, realistically? And then, sorry, my player ratings I just wrote down over here, so that's why I keep looking. Moving on to arguably our worst player today. I don't want to be too harsh. It's Sammy Schmolix. What I can say is he tried, but that's about it. He was bad today. He was really bad. Like, I don't like slagging our players off and giving players like Schmolix, who tries so hard, a bad grade, but he was just... I didn't even realise he was on the pitch most of the time today. Like, he was really, really poor. And there was just a few times where he was like, sort of like further forward as a 10 should be, and then his man ran, but he didn't track him, and it just, I don't know, it was frustrating. I'm going to give Schmolix a 3.5. I think he was poor today. Like, there's no defending his performance. And then got Dembele and Marriott up front. I'm going to give Marriott a 5 just for the simple fact he scored a goal. And to be honest, it wasn't even a good finish. Like, the goalkeeper probably should have saved it. Like, it wasn't in the corner. You know, it's just kind of a lucky goal, to be honest. But you got to be there to score it. He dispossessed his defender and got through and scored. So can't say fairer than that. So a 5 for Marriott. Apart from that, he didn't really do anything. And then Dembele, he's had a shocker today, to be honest. The ball didn't stick to him like glue, like it normally does. And the ball, it just kept getting away from him. There wasn't any real chances where he could just get it and go like we love to see him do. So I'm going to give Dembele a 4.5. Yeah, it's quite harsh, but he just had an off game today. I don't know how to explain it. And then moving on to the subs, we had Norburn go off for Taylor. We had Dembele go off for JCH, and then we had Schmolix go off for Grant. So Taylor will give a 5. I didn't really see him do too much, but obviously he didn't do anything drastically wrong. Clark Harris, I'm going to give a 6. He scored a penalty, decent finish. Never a penalty, by the way. I don't know how the hell the ref gave that, to be honest. It was never ever a penalty, but slotted it away, and he won a few flick-ons when he came on, and that's what his job is. So 6 for Clark Harris. Grant a 5, didn't have enough time to make an impact. And then Fergie, I'm going to give him a 5. I think he probably could have made the subs a little bit sooner, but obviously that's just managers sometimes, and Fergie is quite stubborn. So he made a double change. I think it was around 70 minutes, and by that time it was just too late, so we were 2 goals down, but we're never going to get back into the game. That penalty was just a bit of light relief, to be honest. I think the ref just felt sorry for us. Speaking of the ref can have a 0. I don't know what to say, because this is a game with, no matter what ref, we would have lost by probably 3 or 4 or 5 goals, but he was shocking today. I'm not being funny, but he was just shocking. Like, I remember clearly there was one thing that was so obviously a foul. So Marriott dispossessed his man, he was running through on goal, the guy took him out, and the ref just didn't give anything. Like, off the ball, he just cleaned him out, and I was just like, mate, what are you doing? Like, realistically, what are you doing? Like, it frustrates me just talking about it, because we're in the Championship now. Like, these are professional referees. Like, in League 1 and League 2, you don't get the professional referees. They're just semi-pro. Like, they're not even professional. But this guy was in the Prem, like, I think it was last season or the season before. This is the best league in England, and this guy was reffing it. Like, absolute joke. So there was another weird one as well that I just couldn't wrap my head around. So it was either Norburn or Coventry, went for like a 50-50, got the ball first, got cleaned out, and it went off for our throw. We wanted the free kick, but the ref wasn't even blowing for a free kick. He didn't have the whistle near his lips, and I'm just sat there like, mate, are you watching the same game as me? Because, like, I don't understand what you're seeing. Like, you see our player get literally wiped, and you're just like, throw. And are you serious? Are you actually serious? It boggles my mind, because the thing that frustrates me most is not that like I said before, the ref didn't cost us the game. But if this is the standard of refereeing that we have in the second best league in England, arguably probably the 7th or 8th best league in the world, that's the standard of refereeing we've got. I'm very worried about that, because if that was a close game, the ref could have cost us, and probably would have cost us. But like I said, it was not a close game. We got slapped. Ref had nothing to, like, even if he made perfect decisions, we wouldn't have come anywhere near Sheffield. So big up to Sheffield United. They played great. They beat us. Their fans were pretty decent. Bit of a strange one. They didn't really sing too much at the start when they scored their first goal, and then as sort of like 2, 3, 4 went in, they got a bit more up for it. And I think there was 26,000 there today, with 1,966 Posh fans. So great effort from Posh fans as always. Hopefully a few hundred of us will go down to Reading on Tuesday. I'm still not sure if I'm going yet. Still a surprise. We'll see with that one, because it's a Tuesday night and it is quite a long way, but the tickets are cheap, which is what's kind of just tempting me a little bit. But we'll see about that one. So just before I end today's video, I just want to say that I've really enjoyed making content recently. Well, the Matchday vlog specifically. It's just been really fun, and I've got quite a lot of enthusiasm and energy for this whole YouTube thing, which hopefully you've seen in this review. I thought I've projected it across quite well. And yeah, I'm just really enjoying going to all these new cities and towns and seeing all these football stadiums. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. I'm trying to reach 350 subscribers by the end of the year. I'm only 5 away, so if you can help that, guys, that would be amazing. 5 subscribers away from my end of year target, and we're only in September, so buzzing with it really, guys. Thank you guys so much for the interaction and the support. All that's left to say from me is cheers.